Everyone, hope you guys have a great time. My name is Jackie, and I am the Director of Growth from Litentry. Thank you all for waiting for your patience. And unfortunately, Lilly could not be here today. So I'll take the honor to present today. So Litentry Friends is back. And today we have Marcus to join us. And Litentry people, please show your kindness and say welcome to Marcus in the chat session. So we have today's agenda. We will be introducing our partner Sandbox to you all, and we will be talking about like our vision in the MetaMask and what this partnership means to both our team. And next, Marcus will show you how to create your 3D avatar to join our Metaverse Renaissance fashion contest with huge prize. So the pool now, I think it's really huge, and I think the combined prize and has reached over 100,000 worth of like sand, Litentry, and lens, and the price sounds really amazing. So stay if you want to know more about it. So first of all, hey Marcus, would you like to introduce yourself to the audience, to our team?
Yes, of course. Hey, thanks for having me. I'm very glad to be here. So my name is Marcus. I'm the marketing director at the Sandbox, and I work for the Sandbox. And for those of you watching that do not know what the Sandbox is, it's a decentralized virtual world based on the blockchain, built on the blockchain. What that means is that we are building a digital world that anyone can come in and essentially any asset, any item, anything that you see could be an NFT that is owned by either a player or by yourself. And we are building a virtual world that is bringing together gaming, creation, metaverse, investment, all of this. And we want to build something that is combining all of those aspects into one great world. And we are currently in pre-alpha. You can find more about us on sandbox.game if you're interested. But for this call, we are very happy to explore more around avatars, about the functionality of avatars and the sandbox as a whole.
Fabulous. So I think a lot of people may have heard the name of Sandbox because you guys are really popular, but not all of them fully understand, the concept of the Sandbox game on the blockchain. So could you give us an introduction of the Sandbox to the beginners?
Yes, of course. So maybe a little like the background for me is my background is in traditional gaming. So I work in the gaming industry since like over the past 13 years, and I started working at Blizzard Entertainment with World of Warcraft. So I had a good exposure into the RPG world and the like having items, collecting items, and being engaging with this platform. And then it's something where when you stop playing and you don't have the game anymore, it's like you lose your progress and you lose something. Everything that you worked for, all those hours, they're gone, and it's essentially like unless you come back, there's not much you can do with all those items. So it's not a great experience from a player perspective. And around last year, I found out about NFTs. And I had this penny drop moment where I was really like, hey, this that's really cool, because all of a sudden, like all those items that I collected over all those hours, like they're mine. Like I own them, I can keep them, and this is really where NFTs come into play. And there's a proof of ownership, and they're belonging to me. And this is for me the point where I was only scratching the surface and I wanted to learn more, and I found out about the Sandbox, which is bringing all this into a new level by really empowering creators as well, and giving everyone a platform where any item that you potentially earn in a quest or by doing something or attending an event or trading with other players could be potentially, or is in most of the cases, created by another player, so another user. So there is really something that is around like a creator economy, empowering creators and building a world that is giving creators really a new outlet. And when I talk about the Sandbox and what the Sandbox is, it's not a game. It's this platform that is combining 4 pillars, which is the Sandbox itself, like the playable experience where you log in, you have your avatar, and you experience the various lands and the games. The second one is VoxEdit, which is a free to use voxel creation tool in which you can create voxel assets, avatars, or whatever you like, and just let your creativity roam free. And that you can then upload, and it can be used in our third tool, which is the Game Maker, which is a no-code game development program. So it's also free to use, and in it you can just download the game maker and create game experiences that you want and do with them whatever you want. So and all of this is goes into this NFT marketplace that we've built that is combining all those aspects of the sandbox. And in there, as a creator, you can list your NFTs that you created, and you get to keep 95% of every transaction that is happening. So it's very empowering the creators. And even out of those 5% that are the transaction fee, 50% of this will go into the sandbox, the treasury, which is being used to fuel the ecosystem through game maker funds, creator funds, contests, giveaways, and the likes. So it's a very complex ecosystem that is probably still not 100% clear based on what I just explained, but there's a lot going on, and I'm very excited to talk at least about one part a little bit more in this call.
Yeah, sure, for sure. So it's very informative. Thank you, and it sounds really fun and interactive. It's not just a game, because a lot of people might find Sandbox really look alike than with Minecraft. So I guess based on what you have introduced, the Sandbox is definitely more like a world than a game when comparing to Minecraft. Is that true? Is that right?
Yes, there's also some other aspects where we put a lot of work in. It's the character movement and the character experiences. Like how does your avatar move or jump in a 3D environment? That is where we're really working with. We have teams that used to work at Ubisoft, at Riot, at Blizzard, that is specialized on this type of aspects of game development to combine a very approachable but serious art direction that is voxel, but bringing it to an experience that is that can be used by creators to create their own game experiences, and having something that is a fluid movement that can fight, that has good fighting animations, that has good combat animations and combat behavior in general, and combining this and giving everyone the toolkit to either build their own experiences or to enjoy experiences built by other players.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Thank you so much. And since this is a partnership, AMA, I believe a lot of Sandbox community members have joined the meeting, and also a lot of you would be playing the replay after this one. So for those of you who didn't know Litentry, I can give you some brief intro about Litentry to help you guys understand more about who we are and why Sandbox is partnering with us. So the idea is that Litentry is a DID, decentralized identity aggregator, which allows users to collect their historical cross-chain data. Like for example, your NFT holding status, your token balance, your on-chain governance participation, liquidity providing history, etc. And we aggregate them into one decentralized identity that belongs to you. And with that identity, we'll be able to do things like identity profiling, identity labeling, and also credit rating calculation. And then what we are trying to achieve is to really unleash the full potential that the Web3 world can achieve by attaching identity to addresses. I can give you some examples. For example, with credit rating, we can solve heavy over collateralization issue in the DeFi lending. And with governance history, we can solve big whale issues and voting delegation issues that's happening on-chain governance. And of course, by bringing together your social medias accounts like Twitter with Ethereum addresses, we really bridge the gap between the two distinct virtual world and really address the major issues, concerns in the NFT industry around usability and display in channels. Which is my crypto profile that has been recently launched. And really the protocol is designed to provide blockchain and social media account verification to really help users to declare their encrypted identity on the platforms that is really popular today, like Twitter. And then we believe it will significantly improve the social sharing function for the NFT platform. And so it basically allows you to connect your Twitter accounts with Ethereum accounts and allows users to verify their NFT collection belongs to the Twitter, to their Twitter handle, and then allows them to display their NFT collection on Twitter. So so I can share screen with you guys if you guys want to know like what it looks like. So it's basically a Chrome extension. So I will share my screen here. So it's basically a Chrome extension. So this is the first. So can you guys see my screen share?
Yes.
So this is the first portal that you want to go to. This is the website. And then after you click create profile, I will direct you to install the Chrome extension to start with, and then connect your, sign your MetaMask wallet, and then do some verification steps and procedures on Twitter. And after you have linked the accounts, so this is what it looks like. So this is Roy Blackstone, who is a influencer and also our earlier users. So after he has used product, when you go to his Twitter profile, you don't have to link your profile to start with. Like you just need to install the extension, and you will see that there's a line here showing that he is the owner of this address on Ethereum. And you will notice that there is a fifth tabs over here showing NFTs. And when you click on it, you will be able to see all his NFT collections, really, which is really amazing. And of course, your Sandbox NFT as well. So it currently, we are on Ethereum, but we're looking to expand to more blockchains and also more social medias like Discord, Telegram, and of course, like on MCP, the users have complete control over your personal data. We don't collect any of your personal information. So yeah, so we definitely have the intentions to start experimenting more functions and features with the Sandbox.
It's a very cool, like it's a great tool actually that gives you a very at one glance an overview of all the NFTs that either someone has collected or created himself. Like talking about the Sandbox, like as I mentioned before, like essentially any asset that you see in the platform can be used by other creators, and it's really an easy way to identify like who is actually owning like Sandbox items, who has created Sandbox assets, and getting in touch directly with the creator of anything. Because it could be that you log in and you see like, hey, there's the statue, and you go on the you see an asset that has been created, and you're very interested in who is creating this. Maybe you want to work with them, maybe you want to buy this asset off him. And I see like a lot of use cases for this in the everyday life, because like Twitter alone is the platform to be active in the crypto NFT like blockchain in general space, and it's a very useful extension that can solve a lot of problems by just finding the right person at the right moment.
Yeah, thank you, Marcus, for that.
And maybe to put to close this loop, or put a nice segue and continuing the discussion about NFTs. If you want, I can show like a short video that we have that we can share over Twitter afterwards as well, that is giving a bit of an overview of how to create an avatar, what is an avatar looking like in the Sandbox, and what can be done with it. If you want, I can just share my screen and we can have a look at this.
Yeah, sure, of course. Please do so.
Okay, let me share this. So I hope that the connection is okay. But essentially, what you're seeing here, what's jumping around here, is avatars in the Sandbox. And as you see, our design and graphic approach is very much based around voxels and having voxel designs. The reason why we went with this design is because it's very easy to get into, but you can still get a lot of level of detail and fidelity into it. So how you access this is that you go on our website. There's a category that's called Create, and you can download VoxEdit, which is what you're seeing here. And VoxEdit is essentially a voxel design, a voxel creation tool that comes with a set of assets and templates that you can use to easily create your own designs. Like here you see we have the avatar head, the avatar torso, and all of those can be used and can be modified and are free to use for you to play around with. And what you can do is, for example, you are not happy with the basic design of the head of the avatar that would look like this if it's running, but it gives you the opportunity to preview animations and the way he looks, but of course also modify it down the road. But we combined our animation and the rigging of each avatar with our creation tool, and to build a very easy drag and drop functionality that lets you, for example, like work with a library of assets that you have already created. In this case, it was male and female, but you can add anything in there by just pressing the edit button, and then you get a different view that looks like this, and it gives you a more detailed view that shows you like each block, each voxel of this design, that then you have the possibility to easily modify and go crazy. And I think a very low or very easy way to get into is, for example, changing the skin color of your avatar, which is literally just moving it around, dragging and dropping with colors, or adding manually the color that you want by just using the RGB or hex codes. And you can also use material. You can use special features with glow. And overall, there's a lot of features and gimmicks that you can play around with that give you the complete freedom. And this is only like touching the surface of like what you can do with colors, but then you can go like a bit more crazy and create, like, for example, like unique haircuts, designs. You have to be a little bit careful when you put avatars and heads over each other, which you see here. The game is still pre-alpha, but we still give you a lot of freedom of things you can do when it comes to designing the avatar. And you can even remove this, and then you don't have it anymore. So, and import files that are already pre-created from another voxel design or from something else, and it just imports this head, for example. You can see it on here. We replace it, and all of a sudden you have a head in there, which is either created by someone else, maybe you used it in another feature, or you have something that is that has not been used so far. So then you see a preview. And once this is done, you can export it first of all, and then it can be imported into the platform, to the marketplace, where then down the road you will have the opportunity to use presets or complete avatars that have been created either by other users or by this. In this case, it's some presets that we have. But you can see that each avatar consists of a head, a torso, legs, and feet, and this brings you like to a very unique looking design that each avatar can look different, which builds the link to this great competition that we built together with you guys, which is really around like an avatar contest, where I think we have a prize pool of like 100,000 sand that goes to.
That's huge. Yeah, that's really huge.
Yeah, so 100,000 sand. Just to give you an idea, I think right today sand value is like you can check yourself, but it's a lot of it's a very big prize. And we also put one land for each of the winners in there, and land is something that you can buy already alone for 1,000 sand. And also all participants, they get an equal share of lit token. And overall, like it's a very, very, very good competition. And all you have to do is just do your own avatar design, go wild, do something that you think looks cool, that the world would enjoy, and participate in the contest. I think it's a very cool contest, a very good opportunity for anyone to play around, and it's completely free to enter, because all our tools, they are free to download. You can do whatever you want with them. You can play around. You don't have to create an avatar, but if you want to win something, it's you have to create an avatar.
Yes. So it sounds really easy, but like I have no like designer background, so I'm just want to ask you, like, how easy is it for every single person, like everyone, to create like a 3D avatar in VoxEdit and to participate in this contest?
And honestly, like, it's very easy because we have a lot of presets already available. So what I propose for someone that might not have the technical background or might not be so familiar with voxel or with avatar creation is just to download the tool and to create and play around with the presets that we have. For example, the human model that you've seen is one of the presets that we're using, and you can just mold this a little bit in the direction that you want to do, change the colors, maybe remove the hair, maybe add a different hair at a head or something. So this is really completely up to each participant. And as I recommend, even if you don't consider yourself a very creative person, I think there is something that you can do with VoxEdit by just playing around with the blocks, putting them somewhere, and seeing where it ends up.
Yeah. So yeah, I really would like to share my screen again, like to show everyone, like for those who like didn't know, like I didn't read the post that we have posted, that we have announced regarding the contest, I can show you one more time about how to join our contest that we partner with, that we host with the Sandbox. And yeah, so the event is called Metaverse Renaissance Fashion Contest. Is the very first phase of our partnership with the Sandbox, and where we have invited everyone to participate and show us your creativity in this huge prize event. And then, yeah, you can see the prize over here. It consists of 100,000 sand. And then, yeah, so from the first place, we will be selecting 10 winners, which each will be receiving one land from the Sandbox, and comes with different prize as well. And all participants will equally share a 2,000 lit token pool, and everyone would receive a MCP crossover Sandbox NFT artworks airdrop. And then, but there is some definitely some creation requirements, because we are creating a my crypto profile style fashion items. So therefore, the items must have green elements, and it has to include at least one of these ideas: Renaissance or graffiti. And then the submission actually started yesterday, and then it ends on 24th of October. So still plenty of time left. So I encourage everyone, if you have any like designer friends, or yourself as a designer, or you're interested in designing something, even if you're not, don't have a designer background, I encourage everyone to participate in this contest, because it's really fun and definitely really rewarding. That's come with a really large prize pool. And yeah, so I think we can talk more about like into the really the partnership that we have beside this contest. And then and let me give you some backgrounds about our partnerships beside this contest, because as I mentioned, the objectives of my crypto profile is to really to bridge the gap between traditional social media and the metaverse. And therefore, I think the partnership with the Sandbox is really strategically important for us. And beside this context, in terms of more technical integration or technical partnership, definitely, first of all, we will bring users' Web3 identity to the Sandbox Metaverse. So, so for example, both of our teams are thinking about some special integration, like allowing players who register their identity on MCP to win a special booth within the land in the Sandbox, and claiming that this land is owned by a certain Twitter user. And definitely in this way, we are trying to bridge the Web2 identity to the metaverse. And in the future, I think more identity information will be available in addition to traditional Twitter identity, such as user identities in more other social platforms like Discord, Telegram, and other user identity on more blockchains, for example, Solana, BSC, Polygon, you name it, and more dApps. And second, I think we'll discover and index more interesting NFT data from the Sandbox Metaverse. In addition to index more NFT asset to players' personal NFT gallery on MCP, we'll be also probably interested in the players' behavioral data generated from the Sandbox Metaverse. Of course, they have to be related to identity. For example, if you attended a music festival in the Sandbox, it would be lovely to show it on your Web3 profile, which can be displayed on the Web2 platforms like Twitter and Discord, etc. So people go to your profile, they will be able to see, wow, you have done this so many activities within the Sandbox Metaverse, and you are really valuable players, and we like to make friends and connect with you, just like LinkedIn, right? So yeah, so
better than LinkedIn.
We're looking forward to see more features to be enabled in the Sandbox game, and discover more interesting idea for the integration with the Sandbox team. And yeah, I'd definitely love to hear from you about this partnership.
Yeah, so I think you gave a very good overview of what you're building and how it can tap into the NFT and the sandbox audience. For us, I think there's a lot of complementary feature set and skills that can be beneficial to anyone either like participating or like joining any of the ecosystems, which for us is really about we want to build a platform that can be enjoyed by anyone, by someone that enjoys games, that someone wants to create, and someone wants to maybe you want to become a game developer and you don't know how to start, so you start with Game Maker. But at the same time, also we have a platform that is very much around that we have a strong user base that is active in the NFT space and likes to trade NFTs or hold them or create NFTs themselves. And with my crypto profile, I think there's a lot of opportunity of like, first of all, showcasing that you are part of this ecosystem, but also like identifying others that are part of this like this community, because also have to keep in mind that the NFT space itself, it's still rather small. I think we have like, I don't know if it's even over one, it's probably not even over 1 million monthly active users by now, but it's fast growing. And I think it's important that early on you involve the community, give them the tools to perform something, to work, like to create something that they believe in and that they are excited about. So I think there's a lot of overlaps between both of the platforms in terms of what you can offer and what you can do with it. And we are very excited about it because it's another way of showcasing your art to like on a social network or somewhere else than inside the sandbox. But also in the sandbox, we want to give everyone the opportunity to showcase their NFTs through the opportunity to link your OpenSea account maybe to picture frames that are used in an experience or in a house or anything like this. So it's very complementary. I don't see any like anything that might be like how do you say against each other. So it's really, for me, it's a no-brainer. It just makes sense, and it's a great solution on both sides. And for us, it's really just if you're a sandbox creator and you want to give someone the opportunity to see your NFTs, my crypto profile is a great way, and it's up to you to just do the steps to set up your profile.
Got it, got it. Okay, thank you for your really nice word, and definitely this this has been like probably the biggest design contest in the metaverse that I've ever seen for such a big reward. And I can see like Sandbox is really serious about incentivizing the entire metaverse ecosystem. And really, Marcus, can you talk more about like why Sandbox is dedicated to host many fashion design contests, and how does it match with your vision?
Yeah, so everyone that's active in Web3 or that is like, or maybe even if you're just a gamer, like like everyone knows what an avatar is. Like it's something that is persistent across like whatever field you're in. Like if you're using Gmail, you have an avatar that is linked to like a profile picture that is linked to you, which is potentially an avatar. If you play video games, like it's the character that you're using. If you're on Twitter, maybe it's the profile picture. It's something that is persistent, that is that if you have an iOS device and you send a message to someone, you can use your own avatar. And this is all like it's a movement, or it's something that is becoming more and more prevalent, and it's going to play a bigger role even in the future, even as the lines between like physical and digital will melt further, and everyone will want to have a type of avatar that he can represent either himself, or he is someone that he wishes to be in a virtual world, like creating an alter ego, which is also something that is becoming more and more a topic, that to create a secondary identity, or becoming like remaining anonymous online, because you don't want to mix those two worlds. And the avatar is one way of getting there. And for us, it's important that there is like you have the tools and the possibility to create the avatar that you, first of all, to create the avatar that you want to be, or also like pick the avatar that has been created by someone else. So in terms of like strategy and fashion, is that this avatar is essentially like you expressing yourself in a digital world, and fashion plays a key role with this, because it's like in the real world, like you want to, like I'm wearing this hoodie because I like it, and it's something that I want to show. But if I play a video game, or if I log in to play, I don't know, FIFA, it's not something that I can show, but maybe I want to have an avatar that's wearing the same hoodie. And this is really the direction that a avatar can take. But then it can also go crazy. Like you see, there's a lot of NFT avatar projects that are right now live or like releasing, and all of those are potentially like one avatar that you can have. Like if you have a Bored Ape, if you have a like CryptoPunk, if you have a Rumblecon, like it's completely up to you which one you want to show to the world and that you are engaged with. And like we want to really just give you the possibility to display this in a virtual world as well. One example is for the Bored Ape Yacht Club, is that if you have a Bored Ape, like if you're one of the lucky 10,000 that has a that owns a Bored Ape, is that if you log into the sandbox, it will recognize that this ape is in your wallet, and you can use it as a avatar that you run around with in the experiences in the world. And it's a bridge that we are building, but it's but it's only for up to 10,000 unique users. But we are talking to an audience, like a gaming market that is 3 billion users large. So still everyone will want to have a avatar that he can use. And for this, I think like anyone that's, for example, now participating or learning how VoxEdit works is really early in this space that is right now growing at a rapid pace. And if you become an expert in something in this area, I think you can really benefit from the growth that is ongoing, which is like just being a first mover in a space that is just exploding right now, which is NFTs, which is play to earn. And we want to offer the tools to like make this as easy as possible. And like avatars is one way. Maybe it's just maybe it's buildings, maybe it's architecture, maybe it's animals like that are used as NPCs or as critter in a game experience. But for us, it's important to remove the entry barriers to get into this digital space and give the tools that enable anyone to just jump in and have fun and create something.
Yeah, so you make the point absolutely correct. So I think what you guys are doing is sort of solving the the major pain points that are happening in the metaverse universe, because there are so many metaverse happening right now, and there is still lack of interoperability and accessibility. And the way you host fashion design contests, and it's really encouraging, incentivizing community members and all over the place, all over the world, to join and help shape the future and what it looks like, what the metaverse actually looks like in the future. And that reminds me of Loot, what Loot has been doing. And it's really, really great. It's a really incentivizing, insightful ideas.
Yeah. So thank you for the kind words. I'm very, how do you say? I'm very bullish on what we're building, and like anyone that's working on something in this space, I think it's a great time to work in NFT, in Web3, as it's really just in its infancy, and it's growing at a rapid speed. And we are very excited to see where this is leading, and what else is going to come out there, because it's also very fast moving. So topics, for example, that we talked about today, 6 months ago, they were not. We didn't even have them on the radar, and we will see in 6 months what we talk about, because it's just it's evolving at such a rapid pace that it's really you have to. It's very bad for your sleep pattern, but it's very exciting to work in. So this is how I feel right now. But overall, like it's very, like, NFTs are a great thing to see right now, evolving and changing.
Yeah. Great. So I have one question from the chat room saying that there's a member who is not able to install Vox. So is VoxEdit only on Windows?
I think right now it's only on Windows. I have to double check. But what I recommend is go on our Twitter profile on @thesandboxgame. There's a link to our Discord, and in Discord we have a dedicated VoxEdit channel where you can ask your questions. The same is for Game Maker. And if you have questions, just say you heard about it in this AMA, and they can get the context. But I would not be able to troubleshoot right now what the problem is. But I know that in our Discord you won't be alone if you have small hiccups initially.
Okay, great. Okay, so I think you've heard the answers and know where you can go to if you're having issues downloading or using the VoxEdit. And I have a question from our community. So do you have any ways for people to help spread the word about Litentry besides Twitter? Yeah, so you are looking at it right now. So we are exploring many different ways to promote Litentry and my crypto profile. And yeah, so one way is to trying to partner with the best players and best partners in the industry, like the Sandbox, and we host event to share our ideas in our different communities, and cross spreading the words from the for different projects. And I think that's one way, and we also have many other ways, and for example this fashion contest as well. So yeah, please stay tuned, and be faithful to us. And I think that's the end of our panel discussion today. Thank you so much, Marcus, for joining me today. And I'm sure definitely the discussion tonight is really constructive and meaningful. And I wish the Sandbox and Litentry all the best. And yeah, so don't forget to download your VoxEdit and try to join the contest and design something for my crypto profile and the Sandbox. And also, please try and use my crypto profile. It's really powerful tools to display your valuable NFT. And thank you so much for joining, guys. Thank you so much, Market. I'll